Here's a look at the layout now. I kind of decluttered it a little bit, got rid of some of the excess stuff sitting around the layout. You got a little industrial park over here that is nice. Like I said in previous videos, you know, the layout, it's not done. There's some talk now about just tearing it all apart and starting over, doing something totally different, but I don't know. It's still being debated, talked about. But I kind of think that's what's going to happen. So I'm making these videos here to kind of have a memory of what it used to look like. Like I said in previous video, I built this layout from scratch. Never done anything like this before. I'm not a carpenter or anything. I'm just kind of a jack of all trades and a master of none, and wanted to do something for my grandsons and myself and have a train place to run our trains. But grandsons enjoy the layout, but they've never really I don't know, appreciated it. It's a little outdated for them. They want something more modern. I was trying to go for the 50s and 60s, which is, you can kind of see this layout is kind of that. Now the locomotives and stuff, some of our trains are a little more modern than that. But that's okay. It's just a train layout. Run whatever you want on it. But my grandson started reworking this city. He started redoing all these streets, putting in these brick streets and a trolley that was pre-programmed to stop here for a few seconds and then automatically restart and go the other direction and come down, stop there where it's at now, and then go on around the corner and stop and go. There's some bugs in it, and he worked out. He's frustrated with it, so he just gave up on it. And with me working, I just did not have time to get down here. And when my eyes were bad before I got my cataract surgery, I really couldn't see to do a lot of it. I can now, but unfortunately he's lost interest in it, so it kind of leaves it where it's at. I'm trying to talk him into not abandon this layout and rework it. We've got some switches in this layout. One of them is right there. That switch needs replaced. The switches should never put them in when we built the layout, but again, we didn't know what we was doing. We built this layout and going blind, trying to learn from internet and people we talked to. Both these switches need replaced. Oh, we got train troubles. Gotta stop the trains. Oh well, that's part of model railroading. So anyway, let me back up over here now. This is the yard from the roundhouse. Kind of become a storage track. These roads need widened out. They're too narrow. But that could be done. I mean, we could take all these buildings out and widen the road out a little bit. Got a back shop. Got a coal shop with a water tower for the steam engines. Back shop here. Full working roundhouse. Turntable. Works off these controls down here. You redo it. Comes around. Got a little coal mine back here. Or not a coal mine, it's a mine. I don't know what they're mining for, but they're mining. Got some mules bringing them supplies. Got a little river here. He's going to back there's a bag of what they call fake water. You heat it up and you pour it in there, add some color, it makes it look like real water. And if you do it right, it looks pretty good. I've never done it. We was going to try it, never got to it. I put these plastic side rails on here to kind of help protect the scenery and help keep the trains from derailing and falling on the floor. I was going to stain this to make it look better, but they don't like this. When it gets their hands, and they have trouble re-railing the trains and stuff because it's in their way. They just impatient. But here's a hillside. Got some deer over here. Got a bear there and some cubs back in there. We're here now. Pull back a little bit. The industrial park again. And here's our problem that caused everything to come apart. This locomotive, for some reason, does not like this hill. So I'll probably take that locomotive off and put a different one on. Now the layout come back alive. Got the lights working. Garrett is really good at that electrical work and stuff. He's really good at working on these cars and these trains and locomotives and detailing them. He's gotten really good at it. He struggled with it at first, but he doesn't have the patience to work on the layout and finish it. And I know it was a little frustrating because I kind of lost interest in it and it pulled back. Some of that was because, one, like I said, my eyes, and I was having trouble getting down here, and I was still working full time too. And I didn't like coming down here when they were here because they just were all the time complaining about it. All these switches. All the switches on these two mains. You got two mains. You got a main here, main 1, main 2. All the switches need replaced because they're the wrong switches. And even some of the ones back in the yard back in here. Got a railroad museum. The trolley line is right there. That's the trolley line. It goes around into the city. Comes back around there. The trolley stops here, and then it continues on around the corner, up past the crossing, over there to that building with the yellow trailer on it, stops there, and then it reverses and goes back. But it's got some bugs in it. Track problems, trolley problems that need worked out, electrical. He's going to put lights in all these buildings and stuff, street lights up and stuff, signals. We put up a signal right there, but it's not wired up. It needs to be better installed and wired up and working. I don't know if he was ever going to make it actually work like the real railroad, but at least have it lit up. Got some crossing gates here for the trains, for the cars. But this road needs widened out. There's a light on the top of this tower that blinks. It's not turned on. There's lights in these buildings, but they're not hooked up. On the front of this, there's a cabinet that I built for the TV and storage, but the cabinet was built for the old big tube TVs. It's real deep, so it causes problems with him trying to get to the electrical underneath here. And it frustrates him. But we talked about rebuilding this and taking it out, but never got to it. Got some airplanes. There's a Huey flying over. There's a little steam engine that runs the Ferris wheel and stuff. That's Gregory's. He was working on, never finished. Some more model airplanes up there that they built. This is the Custom Casket Company. The hotel, swimming pool. Looks like the military's moving some trucks around. Got a little construction going there. There's a look at what he has proposed for the new layout with a walk through there, go in and be able to walk around the whole thing, which would be nice, but this room is not that big. This current layout is 11 foot across there, 16 foot down this way. He wants to add a foot to it all the way around. He wants to add a foot here, so we move this out 1 foot. And then over here, he wants to add a foot into this and move this out 1 foot. Well, that's going to crowd your walkway. We'll most likely have to get rid of that love seat sitting there. I don't think he's going to gain that much, but he thinks that's going to allow him to have his walkway. And then he wants to add on to the back side, take these back walls down, and then add on to the back side, which gives him this piece. So he wants to add a foot there, and add a foot there, and add a foot there, which would push that out 1 foot. We push that out 1 foot, and then push this that way 1 foot. Then we get a little walkway there. I don't know. They complained about this hill. That's one of the downsides to this layout. We put this hill in here. They don't like it. They don't like the fact that the trains go around in a circle, but yeah, that's pretty much a circle too. So that's the layout. I wanted to show it to you. We got a little sitting area up front here. A couple of recliners. That's a futon, folds down into a bed. One of their buddies comes over and spends the night sometimes on the weekends. He sleeps there. Have the TV, have Wi-Fi down here. Some exercise equipment over there we use once in a while. Some older antique trains and stuff in those cabinets. There's a couple of bells which would have been used on the locomotive. That big one with the black frame. The smaller one down there, as well as that big black one over there, were used at crossing gates to ring to let you know the train gates were coming, train was coming. We have a bathroom, some photographs on the wall. Like I showed in some previous videos, a puzzle. It's missing a piece. I always challenge people to find the missing piece, but you can see it. Yeah, right there, it's the missing piece. Painted it black, it's kind of hard to find. Got some train storage over here. That's one of the problems too. We need to make more storage room. These trains over here belong to their buddy. He comes over here and we kind of made some storage. I got another shelf to put in here. It's got more shelves in it to help him out a little bit. And we're going to clean out this cabinet over here for him to have his stuff in this corner. And all these trains back here are the boys. And then you got some books, their tools. It's an old toolbox of mine, some tools in it that I gave to Garrett to use and the kids. My dad's old watch bench. My dad was a watchmaker, so was his dad and his brother. My dad was in the business for over 55 years. And he retired. It's a dead trade now. Nobody does that kind of work anymore. And then a little workbench that I kind of set up that Garrett's now using to work on the trains and do all those miracles that he does with the lights and the detail and stuff. He does a marvelous job. He's just not very well organized, as you can see. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit this morning, but I need to get after him, get down here and clean it up. But that's that. Over here's some photographs that my grandsons took. I'm not sure it was Gregory or Garrett. They both take fabulous pictures. There's a photograph we bought of what the Cheyenne, Wyoming roundhouse used to look like in Turntable. Doesn't look like that anymore, but that's what it used to look like. There's another photo that the kids took. The top one there is in Lee Summit, I think. The bottom one here is down at Santa Fe Junction, I believe. Here's some more they took at an air show, that one. Some more trains. I'm not sure where they took these at, but they took them. Got a little heater there, and the hallway goes up and upstairs, and the laundry room off to the left there. There's a photo there Garrett took and reworked. These are puzzles that my dad put together for us. We bought the puzzles, and he loved building puzzles. After he retired, he'd sit and build these puzzles. And he put these together of trains, and we framed them. There's a bicycle somebody gave me, puzzle. Some more pictures. I'll have to show you this one over here. That's down at Union Station, somebody made one that we bought. Right there is Union Station with in the background there. And you can see the Liberty Memorial. This is the roundhouse. It's no longer there. The turntable's still there, and a piece of the roundhouse it's an insurance office now, but all this track and all that's gone. There's Union Station there. It's gone. 3985 UP, Union Pacific. We'll probably never see that on the rails again, but that came to Kansas City, and we got some photos of it. Train clock. Every hour it makes a train noise based on whatever train picture you see there. Here's some of those trains and books and stuff we got in here. The old bell. It works. Plug an air line into it and it goes dong, 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 dong. These are electric. This small one here it works, but it needs a little work, a little love. But it's old. There's another one there. That one works. It works a lot better. Old Lionel clock. You push the button, then the train runs and makes noise. Some locomotives sitting over here. They run. They put them on the layout and run. But there you go. That's the tour of the room. Got some little airplanes flying there, and some bigger ones up there, and some smaller ones on the other side. And a Huey there. There you go. That's the layout. That's what she looks like. Now I'm going to switch out that locomotive back there. It's giving me trouble, and see if I can get that train to run a little better. So, I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye.